Hi everyone, this is Rizwan again, and I am bringing you a logic model software or toolkit template built in Miro. So this logic model toolkit is meant for the program managers, project managers, product managers, consultants, and evaluators. As you may know that the logic model shows a relationship between the resources, activities, and intended outcomes. It helps plan, communicate, and evaluate programs, projects, or products by mapping the causal chain from input to activities, then outputs, outcomes, and finally the impact. So this toolkit transforms how you plan, visualize, and communicate program strategy instead of forcing your thinking into rigid layouts. This flexible workspace provides a complete library of drag and drop components, multiple pre-built examples, where you can build custom logic models for any context. Whether you are managing non-profit programs, launching products, executing projects, or conducting strategic evaluations. This can also be explained as a strategic planning tool that maps the logical relationship between your resources, that is inputs, your actions, which could be activities, deliverables, which can be outputs, changes, which can be outcomes, and ultimately the goals, which can be impact. So this template goes beyond traditional static logic models by providing modular software-like toolkit that adapts to your specific needs. So let me just walk you through its various components. First of all, I have designed a complete core components that are required to build the logic model. So as you can see here, these are the five core components, and I have also given the description that what can be included in each of these core components, and how can you can use this toolkit to build your own model, the logic model. And down here you can see the pro tips for you to for creating a well managed and well thought of logic model to fit best to your use case. Over here, after going through the core components, you can see here that this template of the logic model revolves around building logic models for the non-profit, traditional non-profit use cases, the project management, and for the product development. So for each of these different categories, there are different core components. For traditional nonprofit model, you'll be using the inputs, activities, outputs, outcomes, and impact. And for project management use cases, you'll be using the resources, tasks, deliverables, results, and finally the success metrics. And for product development, you will be using the investments, features, user actions, user outcomes, and finally the business impact core components. So let's see that how three examples are laid out, and you can use these examples as per any one of the three example to fit in to your own use case or scenario. So let's see the first example. The first example revolves around the non-profit logic model. And the example that I have used is about non-profit youth education program. And its core objectives is after school STEM mentorship program for under reserved communities. And in input, as you can see here, it starts with the funding, then staffing, partnerships, materials, and facilities. Then it goes on to the activities, then outcomes, outputs, then outcomes, and then finally the impact. And down under each of the core component, you will see the filling instructions. For example, in the inputs, what you will be investing. List all the funding sources with specific amounts. As you can see here, the funding source is mentioned as 250K annual grant from Tech Foundation. So the other thing for the input could be putting in the detailed staff roles along with their FTE counts. So the next thing would be the name key partnerships and their contributors. Then specify materials, equipment, and technology. And finally, include facilities and infrastructure. And you can also use icons or small illustrations to match with the core component. For example, for inputs, as you can see here, the icon is used, which can basically visually relate this image with the core component. Similarly, you can write down the activities and outputs, outcomes, and impact. The second example is used for the project management. And for the project management, I have used the example of software implementation for CRM system for a mid-sized company. So similarly, for the project management use case, you will be using the resources, tasks, deliverables, results, and success metrics as the core components for building this logic model. And down here, similarly to the first example, you will see the filling instructions for filling each of the core component that falls under the project management logic model. And similarly, for the product development model, I have used an example for SaaS feature launch for an AI-powered analytics dashboard. So for this particular product development logic model, the core components include investments, features, actions, user outcomes, and finally the business impact. And similarly, down under each of the core component, you will see the filling instructions to so that you will be able to give you an insight how to fill each of the four components or for each of the 5 components. So I believe that this logic model toolkit or software is going to help you use in your own scenarios and use cases. And if you think that this video is helpful for you, so please do like, subscribe, and share within your own circle. And thank you very much. Keep coming back to my channel for more informative videos like this. Thank you once again.